Jobs. Oh, have I got story about jobs. We're gonna go through the current one that I'm working at now, and I'll be at the end, and then we're gonna go to the beginning, which that's what I'll start at. So, around the time I was 13 and a half, turning 14, and I was like, man, you know, I'm gonna be able to drive soon, I'm gonna need to make some money, so like, what do? I go look, I go search, and what do you know, one of my friends is doing this job, and he was like, hey, I got this thing. And so he's my neighbor that lives down the street, and he goes, yeah, so if you do this referral and you stay for the job, I can get $100 out of it, because that's like the thing they were doing, and then you can get some money too. The only problem was, it's potato roguing, which, if you don't know what that is, I'll explain here in a second. But for me, how I am, I'm a bigger guy. I'm not gonna, it wasn't meant for me. But anyways, potato roguing. It's where you go out in the fields, and instead of someone having like the machine, like the farmers, instead of having a machine, we use people, and you go out and, oh, this potato's bad. Oh, this potato's bad. This or that, So then they would go out, and I'd pick up at a car at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And this is during the summertime too, because it's like a 3 or 4 month thing. It doesn't last very long. And it wasn't like that much pay. But, it was a starter job. It wasn't anything terrible. So, I go along. They're showing me how to do it. You get a shovel, you walk down rows, like potato fields, and either they're flour color coded, or there's different types of potatoes you gotta look for. There's just a bunch of different stuff you gotta look for. And it's not a hard job. It's just you're out in the sun all day and you gotta be walking. And there's definitely some times where it's like the water is just spraying everywhere. Or it's a super, super muddy field and you're just getting everywhere. Now, we're fun and stuff, so we'll have fun with each other. We get like a 30-minute lunch break, and you can go around and have fun, and that's awesome. But there's other parts, and it'd be from like 7 in the morning, and you get off at it's like 6 o'clock. So pretty decent hours. We start off with this drive, and we drive like maybe an hour to an hour and 30 minutes away, which is decent, half the time they'd always just play movies, because it'd be this guy. It's our whole group together, right? So then it'd just be this one guy driving, and the rest of them would like put on this movie on the little TV screen in the car of the little van, and we all just hang around and joke around, and it's fun. And then we do the job, walk out, walk in. That's how it is. Like I said before, it wasn't meant for me. I wasn't the best at it. I was just the slower one out of the group. And so they get to like 2 to 3 rows done at a time as I'm like finishing one. And I made decent money. Not enough to like support myself or anything. It's also like couple month job, so it's not there for like whatever. It's just side money. It's not bad for what you do or what you could do, but it's my first job experience, and I was like, yeah, this is just not for me. So I decided to leave. A couple months. I think I had like maybe a month left of work. But I just didn't want to go through it and finish it anymore. Then I get back to my house, whatever, a week after, and I'm like, well, I still like to have money to do things. So I go online looking for this job, and then I find this farmer who lives close by, And at the time, I'm still not able to drive by myself because I have my permit, just not my license. So anyways, I go ahead and I do that. I go work for him. I think I worked at him for like a year and a half or something. And every Wednesday night we do barrel races, because every night after school or during the summer, whatever it was, I would go and clean his horses, clean his stalls, feed everything, get restocked. Pretty fun job. Like, as long as you're not super bad with the smell of horses and you can deal with it, wash it, clean the horses, clean the stalls. There'd be fun days where we'll power wash all the feeders, and that was pretty fun. I've learned some good skills, and they'd have like game nights 2 or 3 times a year where they go down. Like the first time we had pickleball, second time we went down to a food place in Idaho Falls, and we got like rewards. I still have this little metal lanyard. Pretty cool, actually. And it just says, like, appreciate my work there. And I worked there for a bit, and it was pretty fun. Wednesdays, we would do the barrel races, which, if you don't know what that is, like, it would just be like a horse term. Like, people do it. They just go around 3 barrels, see how fast they can go. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. We would just, barrels get knocked down, we set them back up, run the next run. Those were pretty fun. And I did that for a while. Then one of my friends from this other job, and this is a job I currently work at now, he was like, hey, we're hiring, and, we're pretty good friends, so maybe if you want to, hang out with me or whatever and work here. And so I was like, yeah, and I wasn't working like every day at the other job. Like, I was working decent, but there was other people, and more people were getting hired, so we didn't need everyone anymore. And so I was like, yeah. And this is like my first actual job, because the job I had before was like a farmer, and same with the other one. He was like also a guy who like gets jobs from farmers. And so they were pretty fun, but then I wanted to go into, the fast food business, get some steady hours, go ahead and do stuff like that. So that's what I did. Went over there, the place I work now, burger place. So I got there, taught me everything, and been going up. And it's been pretty fun working there. After the first 3 months, they gave me a raise. They were like, you've been a really good worker. And I was like, hey, it pays off for what you do. And so no more raises after that, which it's fine. I'm almost been there for 2 years now. A year and 8 months. So I've coming up soon, 2-year anniversary, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, I've worked my way up to where, because this job, like, we have waitresses that are girls, and then we have cooks that are all the guys. And that's just how it's been. Like, no one's had a problem with it. But if a cook wanted to be a waitress or a waiter, or, if a girl wanted to be a cook, like, they can. They just gotta ask or whatever. And so, make me some tips and go through it. I wanted to do that, and so we're like a half fast food, half restaurant. So we have an inside, and then we have like an outside. Just like a drive-through pull-in thing. Little speakerphones. Pretty cool. So the position where you run out the food is called car hop, and so that's what I would do. I'd start car hopping, and then I go along, did that for a while, and then now they have me, as of like a couple months ago, they started me on waiter, which is pretty cool. I know how to do everything in that restaurant now, so yeah, those are just my job experiences. I did have one job before this job, because I was going to work at Costa Vida, but that didn't really pan out, and that story was on my previous video. And It explains everything, and that's why I didn't include it in this one. But yeah, so current job I work at now, had job experience before, and you know, there's other things like aren't actual jobs, I guess. Some people count them. It's like, you know, babysitting, taking care of animals, cleaning people's houses, shoveling snow, mowing lawns. Like, you know, when you're a younger kid and you want to earn some money to go do something with your friends, but then you can't because you're not old enough to get a job, you know? So then you do stuff like that. And yeah, that was just kind of the whole thing. My job experience and how everything's worked out and how it's been. So it's not bad. It's pretty cool. And then I'm doing this as my other job on the side. You know, that should be pretty fun. Get some stories, and you got me playing some games behind these stories that I tell. And yeah, so if you enjoy and you made it this far, thanks for listening, and I hope you guys have a good one, and see you on the next video.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't be late. Traffic patty, yeah, we dominate. Squad vibe strong, yeah, you know.